What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining. Hope you're having a great one today. As always, today we are taking a look at this beauty right here, the New Wave Toys Coca-Cola vending machine. New Wave Toys, if you haven't seen anything from them, they do a bunch of replica arcade machines, cigarette machines, Coca-Cola machines, token machines, a whole bunch of different stuff. Really, really fun. All of them are electronic. The arcade machines work. They're super cool. I saw a Coke machine was coming out, and as a big fan of Coca-Cola in general, and obviously a 1/6 toy collector, it really caught my eye. Now, I did already unbox this. The video took a lot longer than I intended, but in my defense, so we had that box there. It also had this box, just kind of a basic brown shipper. And then inside of that was this box, which this one's kind of cool because it's almost a lot more like a an actual shipping container if you ordered a real vending machine, so I thought that was kind of neat. And then all of that was inside the Big Bad Toy Store box, which is where I happened to order this one from. You can also get them from New Wave Toys directly. Both are pretty reliable ways to go if you're interested in it. But I thought this was super cool. And this machine itself is honestly amazing, especially once I got it out and started playing with it. You get a ton of fun accessories with the thing. Maybe a ton is an overstatement, but you get a lot. One of the cool things they give you get 6 little Coca-Cola cans, which pretty darn cool. See if I can get those in a little better focus here. There we go. So they did a decent job with them. Honestly, the red should have gone up quite a bit higher in my opinion, but not the end of the world. You can tell what it's supposed to be, and that's what matters. This is a functioning vending machine. It will actually vend these little cans here, so it is pretty dang cool in that regard, which is one of the things that I loved about this. You also get some fake money as well. These little coins can go into the coin slot and will help you use the machine, which I think is super duper neat. And then you also get some fake dollars. Sadly, these won't fit into the, like you can kind of insert them into the bill collector, but they don't actually slide in all the way, and there's not really a way to get them out. But if you were ever posing somebody, inserting a dollar into it, it'll certainly work for that. Now the machine also is a working refrigerator, which is a really cool touch. So this kind of makes it like a almost perfect gift for anybody that just loves Coca-Cola or that collects 1/6 scale figures, just to kind of show off the cool little detail on the side there. It doesn't have a ton of space. You can fit basically just 2 12-ounce cans in there. You could take that tray out if you wanted and put in like a Monster or something bigger. I'm kind of thinking about getting like a little bottle of Jack Daniels. That way I have a Jack and Coke, which would be an amusing pun. But one thing which was kind of sad about the actual refrigeration part, it recommends that you clean and maintain the unit every 24 to 48 hours if you're using the refrigerator. I think this is one of those things where you just have to be honest with yourself. I know myself well enough to know I'm not going to do that. I'd love to pretend that I would take and clean this thing every day or two, but the reality is I'm going to forget, I'm going to get lazy, I'm going to let it run. It's going to build up moisture and condensation inside the unit, potentially damage it. Really tough to say, but basically it's just something that you kind of want to avoid. So for that reason, they do also have the option to just put it on vend. If you have it on the vend setting, the vending machine's going to work, the lights are going to work, but it's not going to use the actual refrigerator. One of the other super cool things that they give you is this amazingly long and wonderful set of model tweezers. This I thought was one of like the nicest accessories I've gotten in a long time. It goes right up there with the white gloves that you get with the iconic Ryu figure, where it was just kind of like they didn't need to add it, but it's super duper thoughtful because a lot of people, especially folks that aren't into collecting toys, models, and that stuff, they're not going to have these, and you sort of need them. So the main point of these is actually going to be to insert the cans into the can hopper, which is kind of difficult to do, but you basically just kind of get that in there and then slide those guys down. You can obviously load all of them if you want. I might try and get some alternate cans, maybe see if a different company makes some 6 scale cans of different varieties, just so I could spice it up a little bit. But one of the reasons that these things are so heavy is just so that they'll continue to push down and fall out while in use. Also right here you have the little change collector, which is not easy to get out. There we go. So the little coins are just going to collect right inside of there. Now, one little thing with mine, which I don't know if this is going to happen with others, and I don't know if it will have any real negative impact. The coin little case was upside down. If I hadn't have pulled it out, the change would have just piled on top of it. I think it would have been fine. Once I pulled it out, it all just would have fallen. But if you do happen to get one of these, you might want to pull that out. Make sure that the bin's actually facing the right direction. Otherwise, you might be in for a little bit of a spill. So once you do get the vend setting on, if I can reach it, success. You get all of the cool lights. The lights are actually pretty darn good. It's really, really bright in this area, which is not the end of the world by any means. It still looks pretty good in the display for the most part, but I wish there was a bit more brightness up in the top part. And you might be able to open the door up to get to the lights to adjust that. I haven't really taken that close of a look, and it's not necessarily something I want to play with. You do, of course, get the little green light up for the dollar, and then the red light up for the change. Supposedly, and to be honest, I am not entirely sure how it works. I will explain that once I get the actual change out here. So I have big, ginormous work fingers, and when I tried putting these in, I may have inadvertently hit that little red button. Now I know you can press that little red button twice. Just dropped one of these coins, and it'll let you get a can. So it's possible that it activated from that, but I also thought that it said by putting two of these in there, you will actually be able to light it up. So I'm going to try and see. There's one. Two. All right, and that did work. Now you got all of the buttons lit up, so you just press one of these buttons, and kablam, you get yourself a nice, not so cold can of Coke for your little action figure dudes. I think this thing is amazing. Really, the only complaint I have, if I can get this out, not that you need to see it again, but like I said, the cans could have been a little bit better as far as getting the red up to the top. I do also wish that they had some different stickers here, maybe some Sprite or like some Crush or some Cherry Coke, something like that. Granted, if they did that, you know, they don't really have an option to select flavors with the one can hopper, so you'd be in a little pickle there, but you could always have them listed as sold out, you know, would have spiced it up a little bit. And then real nitpicky thing, this logo here just doesn't look great to me. I think they could have done a better print job on that. I don't think it's really worth it for me to try zooming in because I don't trust my camera being that good. Well, let's see. We'll play a game. I'm sorry if this doesn't work. Okay, I guess you can see it pretty well. It just didn't look great to me. Everything else looks amazing. You know, all the little buttons and all of that good stuff. Really, really good job in that regard, but just that one particular spot, and that's me being really nitpicky. Overall, I love this.